All right, it has finally happened. Bitcoin has broken out of $44,000 USD and we are running higher. So in this video, I'm going to show you one of my positions. I'm going to talk about what the price chart looks like. We're going to talk about why it is running higher, and I'm going to kind of show you what I am doing. So let's jump right in. Okay, first of all here, this is what the price chart looks like. Here is the candle from today. We basically opened at 44,000, and when I took this screenshot, we were at 46,869. This is super important because basically since the beginning of December, we have been getting rejected at $44,000. People have been selling at 44 grand. And this is really, really nice because this is the show of a breakthrough of resistance. We've got good volume today, especially compared to the last 2 days. And we've got a couple of catalysts that are leading the way. So we're going to talk about that right now. First one, the big topic on everybody's mind and the big thing that everybody is focused on is there are a lot of different money managers in the United States that are trying to put together Bitcoin ETFs, where when you buy into it and you put your money into that ETF, they go out and they buy Bitcoin. This is super, super important because the big money, the hedge funds, the pension funds, the big mutual funds and money managers, if this gets approved, if the ETFs come out, all of that big money will be able to invest into Bitcoin, and it means that as they invest, those ETFs will have to buy more Bitcoin, possibly driving the price higher. Now, we are expecting some big news to come out on that this week. Some of the deadlines are coming up in the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. As soon as the first one gets approved, we expect the next ones to get approved quickly after that. But as soon as we get word that that first one is approved, it is going to be a big deal for the market, and I'm very excited about it. Next one here is the halving. I am currently mining for Bitcoin. I am mining, I'm trying to solve an algorithm, and me personally, I'm actually pooling with a bunch of other people. And as we solve that algorithm, we get a payout. That payout is about to get cut in half in April. That is a big deal because the payout right now is about 6.5 Bitcoin, or 6.25 Bitcoin, sorry, and it's getting cut down to like half of that, so 3.125. And so the profitability of miners, the supply of new Bitcoin hitting the market, everything is changing here come April. And so that is going to be super important. On top of that, we had a leak come out in the last little while that BlackRock has prepared $2 billion to invest as soon as their ETF is approved. And that is super exciting because $2 billion going into the market is going to make a big difference and it's going to drive the price up. And then on top of that, a weird transaction just happened. Bitcoin, the white paper and the creation of Bitcoin, it was done and created by somebody that we call Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't know if that's the real name. We think it's a real name, but it could be a pseudonym. He has a wallet because he mined the first Bitcoin, the Genesis block, the first Bitcoin that was ever mined. He got rewarded 50 Bitcoin for that. And he's got a good amount of Bitcoin. And the wallet doesn't really change much. No money has ever left that wallet. But from time to time, people send him some money, especially if you get really rich on Bitcoin, maybe you send it back as a token of appreciation. And so there have been transactions of money going into that wallet. There's never been transactions of money coming out to that wallet. But for the first time ever, we saw a large transaction go into that wallet of $1.2 million in Bitcoin that was just sent to the Satoshi Nakamoto wallet. And this is super interesting because it's much larger than we've ever seen before. And so somebody put out a tweet that was kind of funny. It said either Satoshi Nakamoto just woke up and bought 27 Bitcoin or somebody just burned $1.2 million. And so it was a weird event that just happened, like just recently a few days ago. And so it hasn't happened before. Some people are thinking it might be like a PR stunt for the ETF. Some people are thinking maybe somebody just wanted to donate it back. The wallet that it came from still has like $4 or $5 million left in it, I think. And so it's just this like weird kind of situation. Maybe instead of paying tax, they sent it back to Satoshi. I have no idea. But here are my positions and what I'm doing. Number one, I am mining for Bitcoin, and I'm going to make an entire video about my second year of mining and my profitability and how much I've made, how much I've lost, how much it cost me, and whether or not I'd recommend it for other people. So if you want to see that video, it's coming out soon. Make sure to click that subscribe button down below. and you will get notified. Yeah, if you click the bell button, actually, you'll get notified. But definitely click the subscribe button to get that video. Next one, I am holding Bitcoin. I've just kind of accumulated Bitcoin over the last few years, and I'm holding that position. I want to say I'm up like 40% on it right now, so we're doing well. And then on top of that, I am buying options in Bitcoin miners. Specifically, I'm trying to buy options in miners that hold a large amount of Bitcoin and that have large mining operations. For me, the company that checked those boxes was Marathon Digital. So I bought options in Marathon Digital that expire right around when we are expecting the halving to happen. They have a strike price of $10. I bought in at $2.70. They're now worth $16, so we're up over 500%, which is really nice to see. I have swing trades in Enbridge and Amazon right now they're doing okay. And then Corsair, I bought some calls in and they're down 26%, but they're pretty volatile. They're doing okay. I'm not too worried about it, and I have a stop loss on that. So if you want to see any of my trades when I actually buy and sell these securities, you can definitely click on the link down below to sign up for my Discord chat. That's where I post all of my trades and my analysis. And here are some other strategies though that you might want to consider if you're looking for exposure. If you don't want to get into mining, here's what I would recommend. Number one, buy Bitcoin directly either through Coinbase or through Newton. If you live in the US, Coinbase is probably the best option. If you live in Canada, Coinbase and Newton are both wonderful options. They're both excellent. I have accounts on both. I would recommend opening accounts on both so that you can keep your money diversified in case anything were to ever happen. You don't lose all of it or you don't have any risk. I would open accounts with both and maybe split it up. Next one here, MicroStrategy. This is a company who's run by a guy named Michael Saylor. He's super interesting. You got to look him up if you're interested in this. But MicroStrategy used to offer, I think it was like consulting services or computer services, something like that. And Michael Saylor said, no, we're going to pivot and we're just going to buy and hold Bitcoin. And so far, that strategy has paid off extremely well for him because I believe they're one of the largest publicly traded companies that holds Bitcoin. He's one of the largest Bitcoin holders in the world. And this is basically a stock that you can buy where all the guy does is buy Bitcoin and hold it. And so the value of the company is heavily tied to the price of Bitcoin because all of the company assets are basically Bitcoin. And so super interesting strategy, super interesting character, super interesting company. Definitely check it out if you're interested in that. And the company's done well over time as well. So I should say that. Next one here is Purpose Bitcoin ETF. If you live in Canada or you're okay trading Canadian securities, we do have Bitcoin ETFs here in Canada. Check out Purpose. That is definitely something that you might want to evaluate. And then last one here is a Bitcoin trust, especially if you're in the US. Grayscale, I believe, has put together a Bitcoin trust, which is basically a company with shares that are backed by Bitcoin holdings. So it's kind of like an alternative option here. But people usually prefer the ETF, which is why people are so excited about what is happening right now. Next one here are my final thoughts. This is kind of the accumulation of everything here. And in summary, Bitcoin has now been around for about 15 years. And it has beaten, the returns of Bitcoin have beaten almost anything that you could possibly compare it to. Anything that the normal person or average person might invest into, Bitcoin has beat it. Like hands down, exponentially beat it. And so that is something that you might want to consider long term. I will tell you that it's much more volatile. The gains and the losses, the swings are much greater than probably your normal or average investment that the normal person might get into. But the returns have significantly outpaced absolutely everything over the last 15 years. Long term, I think this is going to continue. There's a limited supply of Bitcoin. There's only like 8 or 9% of the entire Bitcoin supply left to be mined. We're 90% through it. So we're at the tail end already. And long term, I think that fixed number of Bitcoin is really going to drive up the price because it is not inflationary in any way. We're at like 90 or 92, something like that percent. And so you're only ever going to get diluted by 8% more over the next like 120 years. And so it is something that is super, super unique, and the fact that it's not controlled by a government really makes it something that could be amazing for everybody. Next thing here is that if the ETFs get approved this week or next week, I think that could set us up for a really big year in Bitcoin. And so I'm holding my options. I got my miner running. I'm holding my current Bitcoin. I like the market, and what we saw in the chart today was a very, very positive sign. If we can break through 50,000 US, I think sky is the limit, and we could see a major run up here. Now, if you got any value out of this video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I sincerely appreciate it. And if you want to check out any of my free courses on Skillshare, I've got courses on options trading, on crypto, on the stock market, and they're all totally free for 1 month when you sign up with the link down below. I promise you it'll be well worth it. It's like a subscription, it's like Netflix, but with courses, and you get the first month free, and then you cancel and you can take as many courses as you want, like it's in the first month. It's really worth it. It's a really good, amazing service, and I highly recommend it. So definitely check that out. If you want to sign up for Newton or Coinbase, I'll also have links down below. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck trading, good luck investing, and we'll talk to you soon.